Hello to everyone, this is Guenther Steiner, this is Speed City.
Welcome back to the fastest hour in radio, Speed City.
All right, we got a couple of random stories I want to touch on. U.S. court dismisses HAAS trademark case against Guenther Steiner. Not a huge story, but if you remember, they were suing each other.
Yeah.
So
Guenther... No, I'm not Gene, I'm Guenther.
Yeah. Guenther...
I'm not Gene, I'm Guenther.
Guenther sued HAAS to get some back, commissions on, I think, probably the Uralkali money. And then HAAS immediately just sued him for using their logo on the cover of his book
and
or
everything
whatever.
else. Yeah.
And
Which is a bit kind of,
Yeah.
come on, guys. I was the principal of the team. I'm going to use...
Very good, because common sense actually played into law this time, because it's a very common practice, and the court said no. But speaking of Guenther Steiner books, he has a new book out that I just found out about today, and I haven't read anything. I read one review that said it was a little lukewarm, but I'll probably do the same thing and get the audiobook.
So it's not true that Max has to do community service with Guenther while he teaches them swear words.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Guenther having to... No, you can't use that word.
Well, the review that I said, well, if you enjoy Guenther swearing, you will like this book.
So what's this book about?
It's called Unfiltered. So it's... Casey, was that on the air?
No.
Casey said, brought to you by the letters F and U. It just says it's the tales of his life in charge of HAAS, and it just goes further into details, I guess. And I'm assuming it goes into the details about when he left, but I haven't read it yet, so we'll see. But yeah, I thought that was fun. Guenther, to me, he's getting a bad rap right now, because when I saw that story, I went and the comments were, good riddance, Guenther's gone, he was this and that, and he was nothing but this and that. But, I would argue
he was the maverick.
He was the guy for the job, and the job was
putting a team together, form
a team, get it going, and get it into Formula One, and find sponsors.
And by the way,
Gene was going to shut the team down,
correct.
And Guenther kept it going by finding the Uralkali money.
And if you remember, if you read the first book, you learn in that book that everybody thought he was out of his mind wanting to do a Formula One team. And it was not that long after Anderson and Peter Windsor had tried to do
and failed.
US F1 and failed. And so, going to Gene Haas with this great idea, I mean, it really wasn't a great idea, but because of his background, his knowledge of growing up in Austria, also being part of Formula One with Ford and Stewart Racing back then, and therefore Horner, he knew all the right players. He knew Ferrari, and he had some genuine leverage, and he used it. And Gene took a punt, and like you say, he's being maligned right now. But you're right; he was the right guy for the job, charismatic, full of knowledge. Knows where the right people, like a Dave O'Neill, are, like a Io Komatsu, excuse me, and same with the drivers. So full credit.
And the name of the book is Unfiltered, play on words, obviously, because Guenther can't say a sentence without dropping a swear word.
His wife must love him.
But think back to Drive to Survive. The two most prolific characters in Drive to Survive were Daniel Ricciardo and Guenther Steiner, and not necessarily in that order.
No.
And by the way, it makes you worry about the future of Drive to Survive. But my point is that look what Guenther did for Drive to Survive and what Drive to Survive did for the sport.
Yeah.
So you can't.
Maybe Drive to Survive will just follow Daniel Ricciardo wherever he goes next.
Yeah. You know what?
It's not a
bad idea. Yeah.
Another idea that I won't get paid for.
If you're listening, I'm sure the Drive to Survive producers are tuning in. But yeah, I mean, you can't downplay what Guenther Steiner has done for F1, obviously for the HAAS F1 team.
And he hasn't landed yet either. I mean, he's done a bit of media. He's doing Austrian TV, German TV. He's doing F1 TV. He does the post-race interviews. He's written another book. He's just kind of free falling at the moment. He's having a good time.